Is there a noticeable change or increase in the degree of difficulty when you go through the conference the second time?
A little bit, but everybody is on the same page. I mean, our problems are Marquette's problems, and so on down the line. But the familiarity becomes a lot greater. The understanding of what other teams are really trying to do and where they're successful, I think, grows. And as your freshmen sort of get indoctrinated into the league, they get a better feel for personnel and quickness level, strength level. The familiarity becomes a lot greater the second time through.
And do you feel like, regarding Marcus Howard, do you think you'd be able to replicate the way you played him?
I hope, but easier said than done. We had a really good night defending him. They still scored 87 points. He got in foul trouble, as did Rousey, and that's always going to help any team's cause. You find that if you try to get guys in foul trouble, be it through actions, trying to post up guys, it just it doesn't always work out that way. So we have to make the game as difficult as we can on their perimeter players, and try to limit as many three-point attempts as they want to take. But they're a top 10 team in the country offensively for a reason. They space you from so many different positions. I think their freshmen are playing much better with a lot more confidence. They certainly came out of their shoes against us the first time around. So, I don't think our team has to be reminded of how explosive Marquette is.
The numbers for the backcourt are eye-popping, both over 20 points a game. We see the shooting. That obviously jumps off the screen when they play. What is it, though, about them that allows them to kind of have that freedom, and what makes them such a hard guard that they can't get those shots? Well,
despite their size, they're really good players at getting to the rim, and they have a great IQ for the game. So if you help too much with, a couple of players, they'll find the open teammate. And generally, one of those guys can shoot the ball from behind the line, who they're finding. Hauser is as good as any stretch four in the country. He's gotten markedly better at being able to get in the lane, use his size, and shoot over people when you switch his ball screen. But I don't think of Rousey and Howard as just shooters. Their percentages are eye-popping, but what they create for their teammates, how much attention's paid to them. They get in the lane, they can hit floaters. We got a kid that hasn't missed a free throw the entire year. So they're two of the better perimeter players that we'll face all year, and it's a huge challenge for our team.
On your team, and I ask this from your perspective, being a former college basketball player yourself, Trayvon is approaching 2,000 points.
I'm still approaching 2,000 points as well.
It's hard. It's a hard thing to do. You played the game. You saw it at that level. Can you speak to just how difficult it is and the accomplishment Trayvon's about to accomplish?
Well, it shows your consistency, your ability to play as a freshman. That's an awful lot of points. You're targeted on everybody's scouting report. I don't say a lot of guys, but a lot of guys can score 1,000 points in college. You get 4 years. For the guy that stays all 4 years and graduates, 2,000 points, man, it's an exclusive club. And for people that have been around here that have watched him, you can understand why. I mean, he's so explosive. He's one of the best shooters in the entire country. He's got a great IQ for the game, and it's been nice to have him for 4 years.
Chris, was regarding Karam's play on Saturday, was that just a case of you identified early maybe it wasn't going to be his night and you pulled the plug, or what kind of went into?
Well, I mean, I think what gave Karam a little bit of his opportunity sort of bit him on Saturday. If he doesn't play well, and in my eyes, he wasn't playing well. Yeah. And, I can live with a couple missed shots, but, I didn't think his ball screen defense was where Sean and Tyreek had been. Felt like he, by and large, was letting Delgado catch the ball, which was a no-no against them on Saturday going into the game. And, he's got to be accountable. So I haven't lost faith in Karam. I didn't think he played well, so I pulled him, and I do the same thing if it was Tyreek or any of our guys. And I want our guys to play with a confidence. You know, I don't want them to feel like they always have to look over their shoulder when they make a mistake. But it was pretty clear what we asked them to do on the defensive end. It wasn't getting done, and he sort of looked out of sorts offensively. And when Tyreek and Sean went in, I thought they really responded, and so we're going to go with the guys that are winning in the moment.
Yeah, so going off of that, wow. Between the three of those guys, is there a different way you would want each of them to play help? Because I think, if memory serves, you played him quite well at Marquette. So, like, technique-wise, or just in terms of their...
Well, I'm not going to get into technique-wise, but, you know, you got to match anybody's physicality and effort, keeping him off the glass, you know, fronting him when possible if he's not too high up the block. But you know, that's what we ask to do each and every game for the most part for our big guys. You know, in this game, it's going to be very important that our bigs do a great job of identifying when a ball screen's about to occur, so that, you know, so Rousey and Howard don't come off unimpeded and have three-point shots, whether it's in transition or in the half court. And a lot of times their five is lipping out multiple times to try to free up their guards. So being a good help defender in those circumstances is really important.